Hey everybody, it's Festool Live. It's Festool Friday. I hope everybody is staying safe. And I just want to say this is 9/11, and this day is special for us. We're remembering that day in our history, and I just wanted to call that out. And hopefully everybody remembers that day and where they were. I know where I was. So just want to point that out. Don't forget it's 9/11 to say your prayers. Okay, so here we go. I want to announce over here, we got Big D. Boy, do we have a show for you folks today. Over here behind the camera, you got him on there. We have Chris Seibert. Brent is working the chat. Garrett Sato is over here on the whiteboard. And, oh yeah, what else do I say? Okay, don't forget, I know you're watching live today, but you can always review this on YouTube. We'll have it posted right away. Also on IG, and people who don't know that, that's Instagram. We also have it on Facebook every single week. I want to thank you really quick because you have made this for us. This took us through the pandemic like you don't even know. Okay, so really quick. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, but you are, look down in the corner. Subscribe to our channel, please. We got so much killer content, and we keep doing more and more on there. But hit the notification bell. You'll see it right there. That way there, about a half hour before live, or when we post a new video, you'll see it. We've been doing CT48 auto clean videos for you. Wait till you see some of the cool stuff we have done this week. Okay, now, speaking of that, guess what today's episode is on? The new CT48 Auto Clean. Okay, now it's a great dust extractor, but I want to show you why. We're getting a question. By the way, it's being released October 1st here in the North America market, and we're getting a lot of phone calls. Okay, and like every episode, and by the way, what episode is this, guys?
23.
You got to be kidding me, man. This is awesome. Okay, so I want to make sure you understand this question that we're getting from you. It's, and I got it written right here. I'm looking to buy my first CT. Which one should I get? Okay, but what if you own a CT now and it's not upgrading, but you want another one? Okay, so like when I'm at a show and I'm out and about and I get asked questions like this, I always ask, what are you going to use it for? Or what do you do for a living? Are you a contractor, a remodeler? Do you build furniture? Are you a painter? Are you a homeowner enthusiast? What are you going to hook it up to? You know, I know we have the Festool system that you, of course, probably have or are looking to get into. But, you know, do you want to hook it up to a table saw, like a job site saw? I made a decision at my home shop, that I needed to hook it up to my portable thickness planer. Do you know what I chose? I chose the biggest daggone CT we had because I don't want to keep filling the bag, emptying the bag and buying more bags. So here's where I'm going to lead you into possibly the right decision and see where that CT48 gets into or gets you into the right pick. What I'm going to tell you right now, this is the one-all, beat-all CT. And please follow me on this, and at the end you'll see this, okay? And I think I've covered everything. Good. Garrett, go ahead and erase that. I always have to have an outline now because I go off on tangents. Okay, so let's look at CTs. Check this out. I'm going to get it out of the frame. Holy macanoli, do you have a lot of choices, right? But I want to show you. We have a CT Sys. We have the Mini, the MIDI, the CT15, which we came out this year. Yeah, this year. We have the 2636 CT48, regular. But let's check this out. Oh, by the way, this STM is wicked. Okay, so I just want to swing this around. I'm going to try not to drop any of these. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, and as I slide it back in, over here, I have the CT36 Auto Clean with what I call the Planex hose. And over here, I have the CT48. And the CT48 is going to come with this hose. And I'm going to go do an overview of the 48. I'm going to change some bags. And we'll, so when you get your 48 auto clean, you'll understand how the setup is. it comes with this hose. Now everybody will go, oh, it's a 36 millimeter hose. No, it's not. This one starts out at 32 and ends up at 36. Okay, and I'll get into that later because almost all our CTs come with this hose. This is our 27 millimeter hose. Okay, so I'm going to set that over here. But remember, well, what I like about this is it has this outer wrap, nylon wrap, which is really durable. So if you remember the old style hoses we have, 27 millimeters and 36, those had the ribs on it. Okay, and it would be a catching point, and we would get the complaint, so we upgraded it last year to the flexible 27 millimeter and flexible 36 millimeter. Now 32 to 36, it's a tapered hose. The CT36, okay, comes with this hose, and it's for the Planex. So if you came up to me and you said, well, the only thing I do is drywall, I'm going to say you'll probably want to get the CT36 Auto Clean. Now, hear me out. If you were buying a Planex and you said, I already have a dust extractor, a Festool dust extractor, I would say no, you need a 36 AC. Or at least buy this, okay? Oh, you know what? I'm going to correct myself. You need the Auto Clean feature when you're using the Planex. And the reason I'm going to tell you that is you're going to be disappointed. The Auto Clean feature on there keeps that filter at least fairly clean as you go through the process. You still have to clean it, and you've probably heard me say auto clean doesn't mean never clean. You still got to periodically clean it. Okay? Now, in the past, people would say, well, I'm doing a lot more than than drywall. Can I use it for this? And I would say, no, you need a 27 millimeter hose. You can use it. You can do a switch over, put the fleece bag in there. Oh, can I use it as a HEPA? You can using the bag, but the situation is this. Here in North America, we have this RRP ruling for paint removal, okay, and remodeling a home and painting and stuff like that. So you have to have a HEPA filtered system that's sealed with a cleaning feature. Okay, well, this never could and never supported a robust filter for HEPA until now. The CT48 now has a HEPA filter, comes with it, that works with the Auto Clean. If you had put a HEPA filter in here in the past and you turned on the Auto Clean, guess what? It would degrade the filter. It took us a little bit more research to make sure we had a HEPA filter that worked, that actually stood up to the pressure of the Auto Clean's bump of air, and we have. Okay, now, also here in North America, we have OSHA, and OSHA has Table 1 compliant. And this gets you to that area with Table 1 compliant. You'll have to go on our web to see where it gets you with Table 1. But guess what? That's cutting concrete. That's grinding concrete. That's cutting the hardy board. Okay? And the CT Auto Clean is compatible for all of that. So when you really look at it, you're out on a job site. Holy moly, man, you got the one-all, beat-all dust extractor for that. All right. Now, the other thing always to remember is when you're working with concrete, cutting concrete, grinding concrete, make sure you wear your PPE, okay? And, of course, when you read those rules, you have to do it outside. All right? So I just want to point that out, and we'll go from there. Now, so where do I start with this? I'm going to take it off of here so we can get going. Okay. I'm going to plug it in so you guys can actually see how this works. All right. Woo! That was a feature we did a couple years ago where I want to point that out for everybody. Okay. See this right here? I used to have to unravel this, but we have this now turnable horn, so you can release the cord wicked quick. Sometimes it's the little things at Festool that make a huge difference. Now, like anything with Festool, check it out. There's off, right? There's manual. Okay? Now with the auto clean, okay, I just switched it on. I put it on cleaning mode. Okay, so when you see that, you see 0, that means off. Okay, yes, you have the variable suction. That is really needed. Okay, when you're I think sanding. Okay, but see this right here. See where it says 1. We used to have a variable switch here, knob, where you could you could vary the frequency. Now it's just on or off. So I'm going to put that on. Now, as you see this, Chris, pan up for a second. Every 10 seconds, you're going to hear a pop. Okay, whoa. Oh, that scared me a little. Okay, so you hear that? Now, if I put it on auto, when I plug a tool into this, okay, every 10 seconds, you will hear a pop. Okay? And what that pop is, hear me out on this. I want to show you. A lot of people think it's something mechanical hitting the filter. No, it's a burst of air. So when I take this apart, you'll see it. You'll see this part right here. It looks like a butterfly, okay? On the back of it is a steel plate, and there's a spring right here. And right here is an electromagnet, okay? So every 10 seconds, we pulse it with our electronics, and that pulls that up. So what you're hearing now listen to this. I'm going to turn it back on so you can hear it, okay? Like a dust extractor in the Festool lineup, what you're hearing is the high pressure. If I covered this up like this, okay, it's going to raise the pressure. So you're creating that turbine inside is creating high pressure. The bottom of the tub is low pressure, your vacuum, okay? And every 10 seconds, we're sending a burst of air, a pulse, to lift that up. So the high pressure goes on top of the filter like this. It goes like this. There's nothing hitting it. It's a burst of air, okay? Hopefully you understand what auto clean is now. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. Oh, one more thing. We have this mode here, okay? And you guys know, and gals know, the ignition on your car. When you turn it like this, okay, you let go, right? You toggle it forward. See this right here? See where it says auto clean? We suggest this. When you're using a plain X or sand and drywall, even concrete, every 15 seconds, every 15 minutes, you toggle it. And what that does is you'll hear that burst of air. There's 3 bursts. Okay, when you're using it with the plain X, you sand it with a plain X, 15 minutes of sanding, come over here and go like this, and do your cleaning mode. Okay, cool? Oh, that one. Okay, now, that tickled. Okay, now, this is an accessory. Okay, remember I said earlier, auto clean doesn't mean never clean? Okay, well, this is true. You still have to take the filter out, okay, because you'll get clogging up in here, okay? But the AC keeps up with the plain X when you use it with the plain X, okay? What I always suggest is get one of these. It's a blast gate. It goes right on the front. So what this does is when you put it on here, okay, you hear that high pressure now? Okay? It gives you an extreme burst of air, okay? Okay? And that way there, you'll take that filter out and clean it less often through the course of the day. You still got to clean it, okay? So there you go. So there's your blast gate explanation. I wanted to make sure I covered that. Okay, so we got the variable section. Oh, also on here, this morning I took off this piece. I got it over here so I would remember where it was. This is how the CT48 comes. It's 2 5mm screws. You take it out. You use the screws. You put that in. That's my Bluetooth module. Okay, and the setup of that, you can see it on different videos we got. But it doesn't come with Bluetooth, but it's Bluetooth and Bluetooth ready. No, Bluetooth ready? Compatible. I always get that stuff mixed up. Okay, now, hopefully we understand that. That's a variable suction. I'll go over that a little, okay? Let's open it up. Let's look inside. Now, what it comes with are 2 bags, okay? I want to show you how to set up the bags. This is the fleece bag when you're doing your woodworking or you're doing general cleanup around the shop or job site, all right? If you get one of these, it's going to come with 1 bag and 1 liner, okay? Depending on what you're doing, don't get frustrated. Buy a box of bags and a box of liners, okay? So you have them. Or what I like to do is I always, when I go on a job site, I put an extra down there. So if I need to change it and not carry around the box of bags, I have it in there. Okay, so I'm going to set it up with the liner. Oh, timeout. I set these up so also that comes with it is you also have this upholstery tool, brush, and crevice tool. Okay, we throw that in there. And it also comes with this part. This is an adapter. And I'll show you how this works in a minute. Okay, good, because I want to go over the hoses with you so you understand those. When you put in a liner, all right, and this is for your drywall, concrete dusts, okay, you're going to see it's like our typical bag. You have the blast gate, right? So when you fill it up, you can throw it away. But it's open. We give you a zip tie to tie it off. But this is what I really want you to see. You see these windows? They're alternating X's, okay? Those have to go below the tub top. Watch. Okay, so when I put this in, I take this. Chris, let's get in here, okay? I take this and I put it right in here like this. I put this tab right in this groove right here. Okay, I fold it up and I lock it in. Now, stay right there. See these windows? Those go below the top of the tub. So I open that up. I set it like this. Okay, now, you fold it around these three nodes. This node locks right here or links to this. This is where your hose becomes anti-static. These two nodes link to these two points of steel in here. That is called level stop. When you fill this with water, yes, you can make this a wet vac. When it links right here, it makes connectivity in the water and shuts this off electronically through these two tabs. So you want that when you're sanding for this tab because it's anti-static. So you're going to make it anti-static. So I'm going to fold this below the tub, lock it in like this, and bring it over here like this. Okay? Make sure those windows are below. Here's your HEPA filter. Yes, we've been using this week. Okay? When you clean your HEPA filter, you take it out. Okay? You don't blow air through this. Okay? You could at a very low PSI, like 5 PSI, but you're not going to do that. Just take it over to the dumpster and tap it out. Okay? Make it simple. Okay? If you blow a hole through here, and if your compressor's at 90 PSI, okay, and you blow a hole, you will blow a hole in this fabric. By the way, any filter, if you blow air through it at 90 PSI, there's going to be a hole in here. This is HEPA no longer. Okay? And HEPA means that it's 99.999% efficient. Okay, so when you lock it in, it's that simple. Inside here is your turbine. If you're going to make it a wet vac, okay, you take the bag out, obviously, okay, but you put this in. We call this the foam breaker. Of course, if the water rises to here and shuts off, but you get foam up here, put the foam breaker in there. It's basically a big sponge, but it blocks the foam from going in the turbine. I thought I'd set that up. We just set it up this week for wet evacuation, and it works unbelievable. You get about 9 gallons. The CT48 is a 12.7 gallon capacity dry. Wet, it's about 9 gallons. Okay, so there you go. That's how you set it up to use it. When you need the auto clean function. If I am using it with this bag, I'm woodworking. I'm doing cleanup. I'm removing paint. Okay, guess what? You're using this fleece bag. This is what I call a pre-filter. That's a HEPA filter. Okay? This, what's the micron on that? 0.3 micron. Okay? Do you know what 1 micron is? With smoke. Okay, the only thing coming out of here with HEPA is pretty much odor. Okay? See right here? This is your pre-filter, I call it. It's your CT48. It's made out of like a fleece material. It's a 5 micron filter. So I use this with everything except drywall and concrete. Follow? Good. Okay, now comes the question. Okay, here's the CT48 hose. Okay, AC hose, I should say. I'm going to put it right in like this. Okay, and turn it on. I'll run it like this right now. Okay? Okay, I'm using it, what? on my 2200. Okay? I got a fleece bag in there. Okay? Now, we could have put this in there, but it would have basically just been for drywall. You have to buy one of these if you have a CT48 if you're using it for drywall. Okay? Now, I can use this, and if I have it on a TS saw, okay, a track saw, this goes on the outside. Okay? But what if I'm using this, okay, with, let's just say over here, look, a DTS 400. Okay? I'm standing inside a cabinet. What's nice about this adapter is this goes right in here, okay? And look, it hooks to the outside, okay? Now, you see this? I'm picking up some stuff here, right? Okay? That's why you don't want swirl marks. Now you turn the suction down. Follow? You still got great dust extraction, but you don't have that pulling in too much. Hopefully you follow that. That's why we have one of the reasons we have variable suction on our dust extractor. Okay? When I'm using it with a TS55 or TSC55, I'm using it with the 2200. I'm putting a big route on a table. Okay? I get that suction all the way up. But if I now take this and use this to sand the table, I turn the suction down and I use the adapter. Hopefully you followed that. Okay, now let me just, I'm gonna leave it up. I'm gonna leave the auto clean on. I'm gonna actually turn it off for a second because I want to show you why no on this hose for the Planex. Okay, can you? Absolutely. Does it fit? Absolutely. So somebody probably already asked, what's the part number for that, and can I buy it separately? Absolutely, and that's why I have it over here. It is 768135. Okay, good. You may have a 36 millimeter hose already and have wanted to have one hose maybe in your shop. You can get one of these, okay? All right, now, let's look at the Planex. Duh, it's right here. Okay, so I want you to think about this. I'm sanding with the Planex, okay, and this is where it hooks up. This is why we have this. We call it the claw. If I put this on here, the claw doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't hold it. Guess what happens? This falls right off. And I'm going to tell you, it does. So if somebody says, oh, man, what do? You buy, in addition for the CT48, you buy this. Because this is, I call this the Planex hose. There's actually a steel cable in here. This is still anti-static. It's flexible. Okay? But when it goes on here, look, on the Planex, you might remember that we did this on one of the video or one of the Festool lives. The claw locks it in. This won't ever fall off. Okay, that's why. Now, can I use this hose with the adapter? Absolutely. Say I'm using a Planex. Okay, over here, look. And I got my adapter in here. Okay, I use the Planex for all of this. Sealing, I remove popcorn. Here, let's bring this in. Guys, you got to see the episode, what was it, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? 1 week ago. I forget, okay? We remove popcorn, okay? But what if I need to get in that that corner? Guess what? That's when I use the DTS 400. And that lets me get in there. So I would use this hose, okay? But once again, we got a steel cable and it's ribbed. I would not use this hose if I'm sanding, because guess what? You still have that catch. Follow me? That's why this hose is the one we included, okay? Because you don't have that catch. And not everybody's going to use it with the Planex, okay? You may use it with the PDC and the dust shroud. We've covered that in Festool Lives, okay? You may use it on your HL850. That's a portable hand planer we have, okay? That's an upcoming episode. You may use it on the Planex. This fits right on the Planex. No. Capex. We have too many tools with X's. This fits right on the Capex. I'm looking at the Capex right here. Okay, sorry I got confused on that. I apologize. So hopefully, so somebody will say, oh, look at this. I'm going to read this because I knew this was going to come up. Thank you, Garrett. What is the difference between the 27 millimeter and 36 millimeter hose? Oh boy, here we go. Do you know what? Let's listen to it. It's about airflow and maximizing airflow. So I'm going to take this hose. This is a 27. I'm going to put it, I'll put this on here. I'm going to take the auto clean off. Okay? And let's put the 27 on here. Okay? So I will tell you, remember I said in the beginning, if you said, hey, I'm looking to buy a dust extractor, I'm an enthusiast. Which one? Well, our top-selling dust extractor of all time was the CT22 and CT26. It's kind of it's kind of in the middle over here. Okay. And I would ask, what are you going to use it for? Well, dude, I'm going to use it with my OF 2200. Guess what I'm going to suggest? You buy a 36 millimeter, and hear me out with it. It's kind of like in your woodworking shop, you have the 4-inch hoses. You are creating a large airflow back because your table saws, your jointers, your planers, they're making a huge amount of dust quick, like the 2200. Or for me, anytime I hook up a 75, I usually get a 36 millimeter hose on it. Now I really like this because it's tapered. Okay, the new one. Okay, so I got to stop talking. Let's listen to this. I got that on there. And I want you to see this. This is an accessory. Oh, by the way, don't forget, everybody, this is me being a sales dude, okay? We have all kinds of cleaning kits. They come with hoses, attachments, whether brushes or crevice tools or floor sweeps, okay? Yes, this is our turbo head. It's a floor sweep. I've done Instagram posts on this, but I want to show you this. You can still hear me good? Okay. See this right here? There's 2 tabs. I want to open it up so you can see how this is driven. If you're a remodeler, you need one of these for carpet, okay? See, it's driven, and you'll see right here, okay? As I hook this hose up, okay, you'll listen to it, okay? I'll go like this so you can hear it. Okay, that's the 27 millimeter. How's that coming across? Good? Okay. It's air driven. Okay? So I'm going to take this. You know what? I'm going to do this so it's easier. I think I have my Bluetooth hooked to it. Hopefully I do. Okay, so see my remote? My Bluetooth isn't hooked to it. So when you're doing Bluetooth, check this out. I have this remote on here. If I go like this and it just goes really like that, that's for the battery syncing. See, this won't sync. Oh, I guess it will. Okay, good. So I got it working now, right? You hold it, and actually, that was all set up already, I guess. Okay, so watch. This is the 27. Let's hear that again. Okay, now I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to hook the 36 millimeter to that. Okay, let me just take these 2 tabs. I pull them forward. I pull this out. Okay, good. I got that. By the way, you would hook this to one of the wands. Okay, this is basically a beater brush. But let's put the new hose on there. Let's see if this one's hooked up. It is. I got so many remotes in here, I don't know which one I'm going to turn on. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put this on here. Okay, I got the right hose here. Now listen, remember what the other one sounded like. Okay, wait till I hook this up. You hear the difference? So think, man, you're really driving this. Okay, so always remember this. Okay, and then I'm going to take it one step further. That's a lot of air you're pulling through, right? Okay, and you hook it up to the small surface area, that's really going to pull down, right? Make sure when you put one of these on and you're sanding to reduce potential swirl marks, okay, turn the suction down and you'll have a perfect experience with it, okay? Let me turn that off. All right. So someone asked me earlier, boy, this is going to be a quick Festool live. And I said, I don't know if it's going to be because there's a lot of stuff we need to cover with the CT48 AC. We have thrown in the extras with it. Okay, we threw in this killer hose. It's HEPA certified. It's the one all beat all. Actually, we call it the tank here. Okay, you get 12 gallons, 12.7 gallons of capacity, just as a quick review. Okay, now, as always, I like to call out everywhere people are calling from. We have Malta, or watching from Malta, France, South Africa. Here in the States, we got Delaware, California, North Carolina. That's Virginia. Yes, okay. Hey, is that it?
Sounds good to me.
All right, Big D, thank you. Chris, thank you. Garrett, Brent, thank you very much. We really appreciate everybody's help. This is the team effort. And I think that's a wrap. Hey, guys, tune in next week. We got one heck of a Festool Live ready for you. I'll tell you right now, it's K-Pax Basics. Okay, thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you then.